Finally, something to report on the Amico. Well, this is the beginning of the end. This is really the white flag. I'm not going to go through the whole update. You guys can go and read it, but let me just condense it for you. We're going in another direction. And this is exactly what job Phil has to do and what he was hired for, you know. Phil is what we call the grave digger, you know, in a lot of business sectors is, you know, the person that goes in last and starts shutting everything down before you go in a new direction. You know, Intellivision is a company that's worth more in pieces than it is a whole, right? They've been trying to buy time for all this time. My, educated guess, right, and it's just a guess, is that they're waiting out a contract that, they don't want to fulfill and that they can get out of because of time. But what do you do now? You do exactly what he's describing here. You go into other areas. The company's worth more in pieces than it is as a whole. At no time do you ever want to give refunds. At no time do you want to produce a console that's going to make you lose millions, which is absolutely insane, right? Unless somebody has a vanity project, there is no reason why to put the Amico out. Now, what he does mention here is going into mobile, which is exactly what you should be doing. And as a retro gamer, probably not not probably what you want to see, but it's the market now. It's the worldwide market. Hardware is actually in the minority in the few coming years. Streaming, mobile, other types of delivery systems are the ones that are going to make money. Are they going to make huge amounts of money? No. Could they keep a small company running? Yes, absolutely. Right? But they have several debts. Now, they want to bring in new developers, this and that and the other. My guess is that the only way they're going to do that is by closing the companies down that signed those agreements with the previous developers, because who's going to make games for you if you haven't paid them, right? But you also develop that reputation, which means that the agreements that they're going to sign are not going to be the friendliest if you have a track record of not paying the people that make games for you, right? That's a rumor out there. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's what's been said between the lines by a couple of people. So what does this mean for the investor? Well, it means the same thing that it meant on day one. You're never going to see your money, right? As a business person, you don't want to make the consoles. And guys, let me say this before I continue. I was about to close this channel down. I really, really was. After, I deleted a bunch of videos and I submitted it for the voluntary audit, and I still got dinged for, just minor stuff. I just didn't want to do it. I was just like, oh my gosh. And I thought about it, and then I thought about you guys, the guys that listen to these videos regarding this, that you've been in a journey with me. I mean, this channel was built on Amico. And I would just feel like I had unfinished business if I didn't take this to the end, right? Now, the way this email's put is that, we're going to do, it's going to be part of it. The hardware is going to be part of it. It's just not the main part of it anymore, right? So they're trying to let people down easy here, but you should really get the message, right? If you're really waiting for this hardware, it's not going to happen. It's not even their top priority, and it shouldn't be, because anything that has to do with the Amico as it was, envisioned by Tommy Tallarico is a loser, right? It just loses money for the company. And what's Phil Adams' job? What is John Alvarado's job? It's the same job as you or I have anywhere else. Number one is to make the company money. Number two is not to lose the company money. Those are the two things. That was Tommy's big mistake. He raised the money, but he also lost money. Tommy Tallarico lost a bunch of money. And it's very hard for anybody to come in here and try to save that sinking ship in the way that he wanted to build it. However, you do have intellectual properties that you can make money with over time, and that's what you've been seeing. They've been selling things off. And why do you sell things off? Is because you don't think you're going to make money with them short term. You're not going to make money with them in your own console if you're not making it, right? So the best thing to do is rent them out, get a percentage, do very little work, next to none, maybe just the approval process, and have somebody else handle it, and then have them give you a percentage of whatever revenue comes in. I would imagine those are the type of deals that he's going to be signing, where he's going to get money in the back end, because they really are not in a position to start demanding money up front unless, you know, they know a buddy in a company or something like that. You know, it's going to be very hard for them to be in a position to negotiate large contracts where they're getting money up front. And they know that. This is what this letter's telling you. We're going mobile. When they say mobile controllers, they're talking about cell phones. You're going to be playing with your cell phone, right? The one thing Tommy said you couldn't do, you couldn't play it in anywhere else. Well, that doesn't matter. I guess, you know, for a lot of us who were looking towards, you know, games like Cloudy Mountain, you know, and other games, you know, and those are the games that I was interested in. I think not for young people, you know, but for the older crowd like myself, that when the project first started, were excited for it. We wanted that Cloudy Mountain, right? We wanted to play the other games on there because they just seem like fun pick up and play games, you know, games that we played in the past, maybe just, you know, retro reimagined, right? Night Stalker, you know, those kind of games. That's what we really wanted to play. You know, Earthworm Jim, that ship is long gone, right? We're going to play that somewhere else, God knows how, right? That was just a big, a big nothing, just trying to get more investor money. But here we are, right? This is really the beginning of the end of the dream, of the wood grain dream, right? That really kept a lot of people going, like myself. We have to accept what the future is going to be. And that future most likely is going to be mobile, because that's the quickest way to put these games out, where you have the most amount of talent that you can draw from with very little money. You could see it on PC. I think the other platforms are going to be a little bit more expensive to do, right? They're going to take less money on that because somebody has to flip the bill for development and approval, whether it's Nintendo Switch or PlayStation. You know, maybe Microsoft will help them out. Microsoft has a track record of helping small developers out, but with their reputation, I doubt it if they'll want to touch that. But what does that mean for us? What does that mean for this journey? Well, it keeps continuing. You know, the way this is going, and by the time this is over, I think my newborn's going to be in college. But, you know, I really wanted to thank you. I kept the channel up for those of you who have been along the journey with me, who have been following me, who did become subscribers because of this story. I really did it because I feel that we have a job to finish, something that we started and we should finish. And it looks like the conclusion is coming up here pretty soon. What do you guys think? What games do you guys want first? I'm telling you, I want that Cloudy Mountain, man. I want that on Steam. I mean, that is probably my number one. My number two would be Night Stalker, probably. Flying Tigers is another one I would love to see, even on mobile. You know, I wouldn't mind playing that on mobile, but those are a few games that I would like to see come out from the Amico. But when is that going to happen? I don't know, but it looks like he's going to start wheeling and dealing here pretty soon, because I believe that the time limit for a lot of these contracts that can go unpaid now is finally here. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.